Hey Internet, it's RJ, welcome back. Thanks for tuning into the show today. Now today's episode, another story, what we call Tales from the Bank, my interactions with banks. The fun stories, the horror stories, the negative stories, they're always fun to retell. They get the most attention, but what happens when a bank actually does right by a customer? It's rare, but it does happen. I've never seen this before, so we're going to talk about it because I think it's important to highlight these stories as well. So of course, if that sounds interesting to you, then go ahead, press the subscribe button, and let's get to work. Now, I very much grew up on the internet, the corners of Reddit, like many of you on YouTube, and I love the bank horror stories, and many times the bank horror stories and the posts that go along with them, name and shaming the bank, are justified. We've done a few here, justified. My CFPB fight over a few months with GoToBank and Green Dot Bank to get paid out my referral monies. I've got another one in the queue about Ally, one of my favorite banks, locking me out of being able to transfer money. But, as someone who's opened many accounts, 50 plus accounts a year, since probably 2020-ish when playing this game pretty seriously on the bank account side, credit cards since 2013, working at banks since 2013 as well, you don't hear, it's really easy to write those stories, right? Because they get a lot of views and they're fun and comments are fun. But normally the bank doesn't do right by you. And so a lot of those stories, right, again, are justified, as we've said, but this one is about a credit union, Zanika Credit Union, and they don't know that I'm doing this. They don't know. They know me from being on their customer list, and they did find the video, but they don't know me. They didn't ask me to do this. I'm getting nothing for this. I'll never be able to qualify for their account because I'm over checks, right? So on the second channel, Run on the Bank, where we talk about bank promotions and things like that, and profitablecontent.com, we made a blog post about Nicest Credit Union. And, it was a weird bonus to get into, but we got in, and then the next day, I told this story over there, but the next day, I get a phone call. I'm like, hey, unfortunately, we're going to have to close your account because it never should have been open because of, checks, which is rare. It's the first rarity because I've been thrown out of many banks. Again, 50 accounts a year, on average. Banks don't call. That's usually my rule of thumb, that the back office does not call and contact customers. They called me, said, hey, we're going to throw you out. Nicest place I've ever been thrown out of, I guess. But I'd also funded with my credit card $500. I said, what about that? They're like, all right, well, we'll leave the account open till the money clears, then we'll mail you a check. Great, thanks. They mailed the check, and I cashed it, deposited it into my Chase account. Everything was fine. Chase even gave me full access to the funds on the spot, which is a rarity for Chase. And then a few days later, I get a notification from Chase like, hey, we're clawing back $500 because the bank put a stop payment on the check. We recommend contacting the bank. Interesting. So that's what I did. And of course, they took your information. It's like, okay, we'll call you back. Now, a week or so later, they actually did call me back. I'm not going to give the titles of people because it'd be easy to look them up, and they didn't ask for this, but it was like it's a small credit union, right? But it was someone with letters behind their name. And they called back, and they actually explained what happened. They said, hey, we saw the video, we saw you on the cross, we didn't know what happened, and so, because they had a few accounts, and then they're like, hey, look, we looked it up, we did find the video. They're like, where did you get that link from? And so I, say, hey, it's in the description. They clicked on it, like, oh, so what happened was, like, long story short, this was like, an unaccounted for link, a phantom link. I don't know what the correct technical term is. But anyhow, it wasn't supposed to be there, wasn't supposed to work, and there's actually no way behind the scenes to credit you with the promotional offer, which is just like sign up, like, I don't know, do some things, get $100, something like that. Anyhow, which I kind of figured because it was a weird link. There was no real way to add the checking account or do anything like that. So they're like, hey, totally our bad. And, the stop payment is, you might want to take that down because it doesn't go anywhere. But they weren't mad about it. It's like, hey, you want to take that down. And they could have been annoyed because the second channel isn't a big channel. It's like 5,000 subscribers. We're at least 45, almost pushing 50 over here on the main channel. But they could have been mad, but they weren't. They said, yeah, sure, I'll take that down because we don't want people to be upset. And they even explained it, which also never happens. And they said, look, our finance, we just thought we messed up, right? We sent out a bunch of checks. We don't normally get $500 opening deposits. Of course they know, because most people don't fund accounts with $500 from a credit card. So I explained a little bit how it worked. I say, look, we're going to mail you a check. This is right before like a holiday. It's like, we're going to mail you a check, and you should be good to go. I was like, okay, cool. Now, in the meantime, I did tell them, hey, I put, a charge back on, so, through Bank of America, so I'll go ahead and take that off, call them and, cancel that and everything. But they did. They mailed a check. But this is where it gets good. This is what compelled me to make this video, and I tell this story. Here's a letter. I'll put it on screen for you. But the letter they sent with the check actually explains this. So correction to perceived fraudulent activity. So, dear me, Nika is reaching out today to address the correct a matter that has affected some of our potential members. Sudden and uncharacteristic increase in online memberships, that would be me, was mistaken for fraud. Activating Nika's compliance department fraud team, refund checks were issued for the funds associated with the suspected fraudulent memberships applications, resulting in premature dissemination of these funds. Stop payments were placed on the checks. That did happen, potentially resulting in fees for depositing institutions. Please allow for us to extend our sincerest apologies for the confusion and error you have experienced in this situation. We would like to make good on this matter, providing you with the enclosed check that covers $550, as well as the $100 new membership checking account offer that was extended at this time you opened your membership. Nika will honor that. They go on to say, we also understand that, some folks have filed NCUA, which is National Credit Union Administration, and CFPB complaints regarding the matter, and we appreciate this concern, cause, and hope this rectifies the situation. Of course, have you any questions, you can call signed, of course, the CEO. I mean, you know who that is. But anyhow, that's what did it. Because if you remember the part from following along, the opening funding deposit was $500. They not only did that, sent it back twice, they told you what happened, which is so rare. Banks do, my number one rule in communication is back offices don't talk. They sent you $550 without asking for receipts for fees or anything like that. And I was annoyed because depositing a check and having Chase put a stop payment on is very dangerous because Chase is hypersensitive. So that could have resulted in an account closure from Chase, quite honestly. It didn't, and Chase weirdly didn't actually charge me any fees. They sent everyone, in fact, I assume everyone watching my video and reading my blog post sent $500. They sent you $550 without us having to actually go in there and show them receipts or anything. They even sent the little blue gnome. If you saw the video, I'll screenshot this, but this is like their mascot thing, to get the $100. Now, I won't open another account because I'm over checks, and I don't think they're that nice to waive their check sensitivity. But the point is that in all my time working in banks and hunting bonuses and credit cards and stuff, this has never happened. And I think it's worth talking about because, again, I love the horror stories too. It's part of the game, collecting horror stories. But I've never had a bank try to make right like that and make it so easy. This is like my job in real life at a bank is to do things, not fix things like this, but to run projects. And to get this many people to come together that quickly, between finance, accounting, compliance, and fraud, management to approve it, ship these out, marketing, promotions to print these out and send them, that's not an easy effort for a bank. Like, that's a whole project, and that's my job, is to get all those people together and make sure we can execute the thing we want. So I guess I have a level of appreciation for what went into this, again, on top of the fact that I've never seen a bank do this. So, again, I'm not getting anything for this. I can't get into this bank. I'm way over checks. But it is worth highlighting. It's almost important to highlight it in a world where we always feel like we're at war with not just banks, but any company, right? I just haven't seen it, and it compelled me to tell this story about my bank bonus hunting. So what should you do? I will post a link to this on my second channel. We don't do a lot of conversational pieces over there. That's why this is on the main channel, but I'll post a link to it so those who signed up can see it. I have taken down the posts. Again, they didn't ask me to. They just said, hey, heads up, we can't honor this. You might want to take it down. I also called Bank of America and asked them to withdraw my chargeback complaint as well. And there's another blog who I found this offer from. I'm going to send them an email and say, hey, you should take this down because it's not really an active promotion. It's a small gesture again, but the last thing I'll say is, I think as we see like places wanting to cut back on chargebacks, and the payment networks making it easier for companies to fight back because we see so much chargeback fraud. And, you know, a chargeback is a powerful tool with our credit cards. And sure, could you leave it on there and probably get to keep the credit? Probably. I mean, it just depends. You're going against a small credit union, it's Bank of America, you probably win, but why take advantage of it? Why abuse it when they went through such great lengths to make it right? So if you did watch the video and read the post, first of all, thank you. You know, but what you could do is you could withdraw your chargebacks once you have the check and you've deposited. You know, make sure you get it and everything's right, of course. And if you filed a complaint, I did not file a complaint, but if you did, you know, sometimes it's harder to cancel those. The CFPB will refer them to NCUA or the Federal Reserve Bank, but usually they send you an email where you can, like, you know, respond, say, hey, I'm good, or you can respond to the bank and say, yes, I'll send you, you know, a quick letter or a quick email that says yes, resolved, and they can use that for documentation. You know, because we should do our part since they tried to do right by us. So first time for everything. That is the first time I've ever seen that in my bonus hunting career. That's a story of Vanika Credit Union. Again, I don't get anything for this. You know, if you're in need of a credit union account, they are nationwide. Check them out. Preferably, the channel model still stands. Wait till you get a promotional offer. We know they got coupons. I did tell the young lady I talked to, said, hey, if you guys want to get into the promotion game, just let me know. So you never know. We might be able to do something in the future. But anyways, there you go. There's your, you know how the news ends with a feel-good story every day? Well, that is your feel-good story for the week. So, of course, if you liked it, drop me a thumbs up down below. If you found it particularly interesting, consider subscribing to the channel, as we were posting content just like this. Not always warm and lighthearted, but it'll still entertain you or make you a buck every single day. Of course, right back here every Sunday with all the news you can use in the week that was in credit and finance. And of course, every single day over on Profitable.content.com. The channel's blog, we not only have bank news stories, we got bank promotions. None anymore with a blue gnome, but we got other bank promotions that are still active. And of course, we have credit card offers as well. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this one. As always, thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you very soon in the next one.